as we get closer to the start of the draft, and we're pretty sure where the first pick is going to go, there is that story out there about what's going on with Aaron Rodgers. So who could we bring in to talk about what may or may not be happening with Aaron, and if he is or isn't done in Green Bay, than a guy who caught a lot of passes from him over his 6 or 7 seasons with the Green Bay Packers and now does great work for us here at Fox. Let's bring in Greg Jennings. Greg, first of all, how are you, my friend?
I'm doing good, Trey. It's so good to see you, man.
No, look at my guy. That's my guy right there. So, it's always good to talk to you, and it's good to talk to you about the Packers. I got to say, when I woke up this morning, I didn't think we'd be having this conversation. How surprised are you about what you're hearing about a potential divorce in Green Bay?
I'm very surprised. And the reason why I'm so surprised is because knowing the history of Green Bay and the quarterbacking of Green Bay with the Bart Starr and the Brett Favre and now Aaron Rodgers, I understand the loyalty that comes with that, the dedication, the commitment to that organization, and to really hold up and run with that mantle. And so I know it pained Aaron to have to share with whomever he has shared it with that he wants out, or he wants to, or he's disgruntled in some way, because he wanted to end his career in green and gold in Green Bay with the Packers, but it doesn't look like that will be the case.
Well, it's interesting, too, because if you sort of read the tea leaves here, Greg, this is not a this just happened sort of scenario. I remember going back to 2017 when they fired his quarterback coach that he was very close with, Van Pelt. And then, of course, he lobbied for someone else to get the general manager's job, and Brian Gutekunst got it. And then, of course, last year he was hoping that they wouldn't draft a defensive player, and they drafted his replacement. So it feels like there's been a little agita, for lack of a better term, between Aaron and the organization for a couple of years now.
Well, there definitely has been. And you have to understand, I totally respect organizations that want to keep it upstairs and keep players out of personnel decisions and remove them from being included. However, you have to be careful when you're dealing with superstars like Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady's and Pat Mahomes of the world, because they carry so much weight. And we're seeing that in Green Bay with Aaron Rodgers. We saw when Jordy Nelson left, there was no discussion with Aaron Rodgers. There's been no discussions with Aaron Rodgers when it comes to personnel coming in or personnel being released and let go. And he is frustrated. Regardless of what has transpired to date, there's a lot that has happened that he is just fed up with when it comes to the Green Bay Packers.
You know, Aaron, you worked with him very well for a lot of years. When he gets something in his mind, it's hard to move him. We've heard reports that the general manager, Mark Murphy, the president, Matt LaFleur, the coach, have all flown out to try and convince him to come back. Do you think there's any chance they can?
I believe it's more about action. It's about in the deed right now. You can talk about it. You can fly out. You can say all the great things and the pleasantries and all of that. But it's all about action right now. And the action that he needs to see is in his contract. Like, what does that look like? What are you willing to do to ensure that I am here long term and that you're building around me versus someone else?
So just so I'm clear about that, you think some of this may be contract related?
I definitely think it's contract related. If they would have addressed this the right way when it comes to the contract, understanding and showing him that we are still all in on you, we're not peeking around the corner, looking at Jordan Love as your replacement in the near future, and that we're locked in on you, then I believe we don't even get to this point.
Well, obviously, that's something that can't be changed. So we'll see what happens going forward. Greg, we appreciate your insights. Hey, always good to see you, my friend. All right, don't be a stranger.